So even Warren Buffett has invested into the gold mining industry. Let's figure out why this is and how we can take this opportunity to make money out of gold and silver. Hello everyone, my name is Sam and I welcome you to my channel Financial Dragon. Today we're going to talk about the basics of gold and silver. Why would anyone want to invest in it? Why are those assets going up so much right now? And why am I personally so heavily invested into gold and silver mining stocks? I'm so excited to get into this topic, so if you found value out of it, make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and let's get right into it. First of all, it is quite interesting. There are so many stocks that we have never ever heard about, but I'm pretty sure almost everyone on this planet knows about gold. This rare, shiny, and expensive precious metal has been used as a form of jewelry and a form of payment for millennia. You see, back in the very old days, people traded the stuff they didn't need to get the things that they did need. But very soon a problem arose. Trading goods becomes quite difficult when you have stuff that I need, but I don't have stuff that you need. This is where money comes in. I can, for example, sell the clothing that I have made in exchange for some money and use that money to buy anything I need, such as food. And gold and silver turned out to be the perfect form of money. Gold cannot leave the surface of Earth and go into the atmosphere. It doesn't burst into flames and it's not damaging or poisonous to the holder. And in fact, you can even eat gold and nothing will happen. Apart from you wasting money, of course. Gold is also rare enough to make it difficult to overproduce. And it is malleable to mint into gold bars, coins and bricks. It is also very dense, meaning it weighs a lot, which makes it very practical to carry around. And being able to carry around your wealth was very important back when credit cards didn't exist. So how is this relevant today? Well, guess what? Gold has managed to keep its value. And despite the prices of everything being much higher today than it was 100 years ago, you can still basically buy the same amount of stuff with your gold. In fact, the reason why the prices have gone up so much over the last 100 years is because the world left the so-called gold standard, where the dollar was at any point in time tradable for actual physical gold, thus making it impossible to infinitely create more dollars and devalue the currency. But by 1971, the link between the dollar and gold was completely gone. And now, Federal Reserve Chairman Jay Powell has the power to print as many dollar bills as he wishes. But how is this bad? And why does it make gold a good investment today? Well, if more currency is created than the actual value created over a time period, then that will simply mean that the value costs more. And very simplified, this is what causes inflation. To try to illustrate this concept, imagine a restaurant selling a pizza for $15. They won't increase the price because they know that will make less people come to the restaurant. And they have no reason to lower the price since they are getting enough customers right now at the higher price. Now imagine a helicopter showing up outside the restaurant, just dumping $100 bills, to the point where everyone in the neighborhood suddenly has much higher purchasing power. With this new money, more people will be able to go to the restaurant much more often, thus overcrowding the restaurant and creating big lines outside of it. The restaurant will then be able to get the exact same amount of customers even if they double the price of their pizzas from $15 to $30. And so they do that. And that is inflation in a nutshell. And guess what? The creation of money out of nowhere is now higher than ever. There is so much government spending going on right now, as forms of stimulus and loans to households and companies of all sizes. And at this point, there is more government spending being financed out of debt, which means money out of nowhere, than there is being financed from taxes. Which means that if or when this printed money leaves the large financial institutions and the big corporations and goes into the pockets of normal people like us, the market will realize that inflation is inevitable and that the prices of goods are soon to be much higher. And when people realize this and lose the hope that the debt will be paid back someday, that is when gold and silver can go up hundreds of percents. Because people realize that that can be the only real form of money, at least in my view. Just look at this graph showing the world's biggest currencies losing their value year after year after year compared to gold. And it's only going to get worse since we haven't even accounted for the trillions of dollars in recent stimulus. And that is why I believe that the gold and silver mining stocks are great investment opportunities right now. Since historically, the mining companies have gone up even more as the prices of silver and gold go up. This is because they have fixed costs to mine their metals, and as they can sell these metals for higher prices, their profits will multiply. So what stocks am I buying, and what would I buy if I had less risk tolerance? Well, I have my money in a well-diversified, actively managed fund that owns 25 to 30 silver mining companies with a high return potential. And a high return potential obviously comes with a higher risk. But here are my holdings. Now, historically, buying these stocks has been like buying a leverage on the silver price. And as the silver price goes up, these stocks have tend to go up 2 to 3 times more. But as the price goes down, these will go down a lot more. Which means that the short-term volatility will be crazy. But as I believe in the silver case long-term, and since I have a lot of years of investing in front of me, I'm fine with taking on this volatility in the hopes of multiplying my investments and hopefully accelerating myself into financial freedom much faster. I'm very excited to update you guys with how this plays out in the future. But if I really wanted to just protect my money from inflation, which I believe is inevitable, I would first of all get out the dollar and bonds, which is essentially a promise to get dollars in the future. And as I have said in the future, just owning the blue chip stocks is a quite decent hedge against inflation. But I would definitely get into gold as well. It is not as volatile at all and is essentially like holding cash. But even better, since this is real money and cannot be infinitely created out of nowhere and lose its value. Then if I had a longer time horizon and was prepared to take on some risk, buying silver and lastly buying gold and silver mining stocks would be my move. Especially since right now, the gold and silver stocks are undervalued compared to the gold and silver price. If you look at the historical charts. This may be due to the recent spike in price happening very fast and people not being sure if the price will stay high long enough for the mining companies to make big profits. But since I believe that the prices will be much higher than right now, I believe there's great opportunity there. I mean, just look at this graph comparing the gold price to the gold mining index and the junior gold mining index. Again, I will be updating you guys with how this fund is going. And I'm really excited to see how the mining stocks will perform in the future. But that is it for today's video, guys. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more similar content in the future. Also, leave a comment down below and I will answer you. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.